What's going on, guys? It's your boy Darth Eternal here with the latest Star Wars news. But before we do get into that, remember, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know. Also, go check out my last video as it was a good one, so give it a thumbs up as you watch. Let's start today's show because we have some big news today. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Disney Plus's new series that has a already stacked roster set for release, The Acolyte, and what it will feature on this brand new perspective on the dark side. So throughout the Star Wars history since the first release in 1977, the core conflict of Star Wars universe has always been between the Jedi and the Sith, as we know, in terms of appearing almost, synonymous with the light side and the dark side of the Force respectively. The conflict is known in canon to stretch back thousands of years, as we know. We have legends, we have so much, right? We know the Dawn of the Jedi, which is like the beginning. We have the Old Republic, and now we have the High Republic. So we know that we have a whole bunch of things, and for us in canon, it all started, right, with episode 1, the Phantom Menace, technically. And we know that the 3 Star Wars film trilogies released thus far to take place across 67 years in the canon timeline, with each taking place in a differently named era, right? So we know the prequel trilogy was set during the so-called Age of Rebellion, and the sequels were set during the Age of the Resistance. Both the prequels and the originals featured Sith, therefore the dark side, primarily through the eyes of Anakin Skywalker / Vader and Emperor Palpatine and Sidious, with the sequels doing so through the latter alongside newcomer, obviously, Kylo Ren, right? So what do we know about The Acolyte? We know that The Acolyte was announced in May 4th, 2020, and Lucasfilm promised to delve into this very era with a significant twist comparison to usual Star Wars projects. But while all previous eras featured, the Sith to an extent, the dark side has always been through the eyes of the Jedi, or Jedi being tempted by the dark side, rarely being explored in depth as the Jedi Order or the light side of the Force. But with the High Republic era, however, the Acolyte will change how we see the dark side altogether for several different reasons. Now, we know that, again, it's coming out, we know that it was announced in May, and we know that they revealed that we're going to be getting a whole bunch of different things, and how we're going to see the main character is going to be Sith already. We know that already. And we know not only Star Wars, has shown the dark side outside and in, but we've seen it, from, example, Darth Sidious, Vader, Maul, Dooku. The list goes on with the rule of 2, right? Well, somewhat of the rule of 2, shall I say, during the Clone Wars. We had a whole bunch, but again, the main 2, there was always a rule of 2. But being either the master or apprentice with the High Republic and the Acolyte will not be in this case, with the protagonist being a dark side user already. As I said before, fans will see firsthand how this Sith reign operates. And rather than seeing this from the eyes of an all-powered Sith Lord, the Acolyte will instead feature a mere follower of the Sith teachings, which can give a fresh perspective on the ways of the dark side, despite the general concept of having been explored for decades at this point. So this is pretty cool. I really enjoy this because, again, it's nice to see them really dive deep and kind of go before the Phantom Menace. Now, we know that this is going to be 200 years after the rise of the High Republic, 50 years before the Phantom Menace. Now, what excites me is that what's cool about it is that we're going to see this from a different perspective. Like I said, the main character is supposed... Now, let's talk about actually this before we get into the main character. So just recently we got that The Acolyte is now being expected to be in production October 2022, which is this year, and wrap up of next year of May 2023. While this is much later than we expected the series to start filming, it at least provides an inking of when other elements, of this series could come together. Now, in terms of the cast, The report claims that recently the Acolyte is seeking, you know, this male figure in their 50s to play Paul, who will be a series regular on the show and will seemingly only be part of it for season 1. So listen to how they said for season 1. So that means we're gonna get more. This might be a 2 to 3 season thing, because if you look at Andor, we're getting a second season already. They already announced production already for season 2 coming up this year, and the show is also reportedly looking to cast a, you know, possibly 8 to 10-year-old to play Mira, who is described as a lead guest star. Now, we already know the main character is going to be Aura. That is the main character who is going to be this Sith character that is, you know, already kind of learned is learning the teachings as we already read. So this is cool, and I'm excited because, again, it's going to explore the different side of the dark side that we've never seen before, other than just seeing it through Anakin / Vader, Maul, Dooku, Sidious, the list goes on. So I want to see more of this in this series, and I think that it's really nice because it's also slated to give a touch or a hint of the Night Sisters a little bit. So this might be the beginning, because also too, don't forget guys, this is also the time of Plagueis the Wise and also Darth Tenebrous, this mad scientist of a Sith Lord. So this is going to be really cool, and I definitely want to see the difference between then and what we have in the prequels, and also the OTs and the sequels. What was the difference with that dark side? What really differentiated the two in you know, that timeline? We know it was definitely way more darker. I mean, that's without a fact. I mean, we've seen the Old Republic, those little cinematic things, those little cinematic videos with how dark, how like just insane how Malgus and all these other characters are when they're fighting. It's a different style and a different flavor, and that's what I'm excited to see with the Acolyte giving us that, because I definitely believe that this show is going to be the darkest we've ever seen Star Wars. I don't think that Star Wars has ever gone this dark, and I think that it's nice that Disney, you know, and I think as fans, you know, we've kind of been looking for that. I know I have. And I think that Kenobi will touch on it a little bit, but I think with the Acolyte, it's kind of like all bets are off. This is the open door and canvas, and this is going to be the set, you know, this is going to be the trendsetter for the dark side. And if this is successful, guys, and it does very well, I can see this being, you know, the beginning of the dark side. They might even touch some Old Republic stuff if this ends up being really successful, and I cannot wait to see more of the Acolyte and just more of the dark side. But anyway guys, comment down below, let me know what you think about this video and this awesome news. And I really want to engage and talk about the dark side with you guys, how you want to see it be, you know, pertain, or shall I say, you know, seen through Disney, and how they can do it. What are the limits? Should there be any limitations? Should there be blood? Should there be killing? Should it be gruesome, or should it just be the way we've always seen it, just a slice and that's it, or a lightsaber through the heart or the stomach, or whatever the case may be, or a hand cut off and nothing happened? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm looking for some gruesome stuff if it's gonna be the way they said it's gonna be, because again, I want to see Star Wars in a different light. But anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know, and stay tuned as I have another video out tomorrow. Later guys.